Remelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. Remelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams from nightmares to the just plain bizarre. Join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. We've got a dream from our bestie Gina about running at dawn and angry neighbor with an axe.
I'd run faster. We also have a bunch of catnaps today that have to do with musical legends at a presidential birthday party, strange pregnancy dreams with unexpected outcomes, and fighting sharks at your luncheon.
Yikes.
And stay around to the end because we're talking about nightmares. What a perfect topic for October, where the legends come from, what the word nightmare even means. You're going to want to stay tuned to find out all the folklore of Mare. It's spooky season. We're getting close to Halloween. So come on, bestie. Let's get started.
Woo! Hi. Hello.
Hi. It is like perfect fall weather today, isn't it?
It's my favorite time of year.
Cloudy. It is a little windy, a little crisp.
In the air. Yes, I love it.
Like, how does crisp get into the air? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I'm glad that it does. I'm glad that it does.
It's a beautiful fall day.
It is a beautiful fall day, and I have a beautiful young lady, one of our besties named Gina, has submitted a dream for us today. Now, what I love about Gina, there's so many things, but I love that she gives us background. She kind of self-analyzes herself as she's writing out the words.
Good.
And we also usually get a follow-up. And ladies and gentlemen, this will not disappoint if you like that format.
Excellent.
Gina's writing also is very, very descriptive. And this is a scary one for October. Many of my dreams center around running. Races mostly. I run regularly in my waking life, and I love the freedom it gives me. I also love getting faster with training, and I love that knowledge of when faster paces start to feel easier.
Love it. Me too.
I was going to say, is that how you feel? I feel like
I do. Well,
you either love it
or
or you hate
couple
it.
Months, but I gotta get back into it.
Well,
after the busy season, I see.
Well, it's always after the busy season. But she did kind of say something. What I don't love is getting my ass out of bed in the morning. Those morning hours are when my best dreams are happening, and they usually win against the alarm, even when the reward is a run.
Brooke, do you categorize running as a reward?
I would consider it one of the worst punishments there is.
There's two camps of people. People that enjoy it, or I should say three camps of people. People who like it, people who tolerate it because they know it's good for them, but they still kind of hate it. And there's the people who just outright will not do it unless they're being chased. That's
me. Are you a tolerator? Are you a tolerator?
I'm a 2. I hate it, but I'll do it. But I hate it. And I complain and give dirty looks the whole time.
Do you get like runner's high and stuff?
Yeah, I guess, but I'm still angry for a couple hours. So
see, I've never
eventually
they're always like, oh, sooner or later, you're just gonna get that runner's high. I want to keep going. I'm like, fucking ran in gym class for 12 years. Never once felt any kind of fucking high. Never once felt good. They're like, you're going to feel good after you get that workout. And I'm like, nope, tired, sore, and mad. Same as yesterday.
I think that should be a t-shirt. Tired, sore, and mad. Same as yesterday. I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it too.
I like it.
I like it. Okay. So here we go. This is the dream.
Okay.
So she has the date, which I like too.
Of course.
So on February 4th, 2021, my husband was surprised to see me getting my running gear together at 6 a.m. Be careful, he told me. I headed outside into the darkness. I remember that the moon was an exact semicircle. I live in a nice neighborhood just off a busy road and decided that the safest route was to run south on the sidewalk of the busy road.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
See, she's already like analyzing her decisions in her dreams, which I love. It makes sense. It doesn't mean anything. She's just checking to see which way is best. She's very logical in her dreams. Figuring that more traffic and more people meant more safety. I was about 2 miles into my run and picking up speed. It felt effortless, but fast. I was in my happy place. Yeah, see, I never found that happy place when exercising, but she was in her happy place. Dawn was just beginning to break. I came upon a house on my right. There was a man standing there with what I assumed was a landscaping tool. I gave him my usual, don't kill me nod, which never failed me in the past.
I like the way you performed that bit there. That little sentence. You did a fantastic job. Because that's how I would
it.
expect it to be. Yeah. Hi.
Okay.
Take those hedge trimmers away.
Please put those away. But before I knew it, the man was running at me full speed and screaming at me. The tool, now more visible and clearly an axe.
Oh, what? Oh. What kind of landscaping are you doing with an axe? I mean, if you're a lumberjack, that's totally different, but regular
at dawn,
weeding?
And he's been out there in the dark. I mean, there's barely any light in the sky. He's out there by the moonlight with his axe. No way, Jose.
Gina,
no way.
Run faster. I think I'd pick up the pace about this point. Yeah, faster.
Push yourself.
Even Brooke's breaking like a 5 mile. It's just like, bye.
I could if I needed to. You get me in the water, I can go pretty fast. This is not land.
Yeah.
Okay. But we want her to go fast, right? As we want her to run away. But from that point, everything seemed to happen in slow motion.
Oh, no.
That's the worst.
It's really the worst type of chase dream.
Oh, it is. I don't like those chase dreams. My first instinct was to explain that I came in peace and that he must have mistaken me for someone else he wanted to kill. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the lady running on the other side of the street.
The one with the pink headband? Not me.
But it was immediately clear that there was no time for conversation. So instead of my second instinct, which was to curl up in a ball and beg for mercy, I screamed back at him, turned 180 degrees on the sidewalk, and started running north.
Oh, okay. Oh, a turnabout.
Turnabout. She's just like, going the other way. Out of here. She's just trying to throw him off.
That's interesting. Okay.
My confidence in my running ability that day probably played a big role in how things turned out, because I looked over my shoulder to still see him very close, with the axe wound up behind him, ready to swing. And I thought to myself, I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
I just need to outrun him. I can. I just need to outrun him. I also told myself to not look back again, as that would only slow me down. True. I ran as fast as I could while still intermittently screaming and flailing my arms at oncoming cars. No one was stopping.
Find yourself a pickup truck and just hop right in. Just
get a skateboard, hang on the back like Back to the Future.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm thinking Back to the Future 100%. That's exactly where my mind went. Or you could grab your hoverboard.
Oh, I love you.
In the second movie. Either way.
Your hoverboard.
Yeah.
Yes, in the second. Either one. That's
well, I guess they're both in the first. But either way. That you do that, you hop on, away. Yep.
It's good stuff. Gets you where you need to be. Gina, look into that. I started to get nervous knowing I was still 2 miles from my house, and this was not a pace I could maintain for 2 miles. I glanced to my left at some houses, wondering briefly if I should run to the door of one of them for help. Before realizing that would be a waste of time, I ran about a block, felt much further when I finally decided that since I hadn't been murdered yet, I must have lost him. I turned around and saw no sign of the guy, so I stood on the street corner and continued to scream and flail my arms. Okay, sorry, it's kind of
No, I'm just like, I'm just picturing, beautifully written, of course, Gina, always. I'm just picturing sweaty as hell, out of breath, just, and then like hyper vigilant, just looking around like, but where did he go?
Yes.
But where did he go?
But where? And get me out of here.
And how
Get me out of here.
the hell did he run so fast while holding an axe? They're not the lightest
He's
weapon.
strong. He's strong.
Probably really strong and fast. And fast.
We know he's fast. A girl driving north stopped in the turn lane and said something to me out her car window. Not knowing what she said or being able to formulate words, I screamed and flailed more.
She said, hop on your skateboard and just jump in the back.
Hang on tight. We'll get you there. Where are you going? By the way, anywhere but here.
Yes.
I screamed and flailed more. She turned onto the side street where I stood. I grabbed the handle of her passenger door and asked if I could get in. Yes, she said, but the door was locked. I thought about jumping right into the window, but didn't want to scare her off. So I waited the 2 seconds for her to unlock it. I got into her car where we called the police. While we waited for the cops to show, they apparently got another call from a gas station worker about the guy with the hatchet.
Well, that's
and we
good.
were able to catch him.
Convenient.
Woo, she says.
Yes.
So, that's the dream, folks.
Wow. Ooh,
Just
I'm
wanted
just
to give you
tired.
kind of like...
I just want to shower. I want to ice my legs.
Also, I've talked about it before, but I like how Gina combines her dream stories with her dreams, so you get a little bit of everything. We got the intro, understood her running. Now we got the horror dream that's just terrifying, but she made all the right decisions in the dream. She knows what she's doing.
It's not like the horror movie where she just starts running upstairs or continually look back, which
let's
does
go in
slow
the
you down.
basement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
I just want to finish up with her afterthoughts, her follow-ups
Please.
after this dream.
Okay.
After that, I couldn't run or even ride a stationary bike for a month.
Ooh.
The exercise-induced heart rate increase would trigger my trauma response.
Oh,
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting, and I believe that would be true. I could understand how terrifying, like a physical response to something that happened in your subconscious. Like that's
brain.
Insane.
Yeah. Tired and stressed physically as well. But eventually I got EMDR trauma therapy, which helped. So that's good.
Oh. Do you know what EMDR trauma therapy is?
Yeah, EMDR is really interesting form of therapy. It's a mental health treatment technique. And basically it involves moving your eyes a specific way while you're processing traumatic events or traumatic memories.
Wow.
So it's just very kind of cool, interesting technology. Well, not technology, I guess, but technique.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad is working for her because after she started the therapy, she says, I then began running with friends. My therapist had recommended using a comforting scent during a run, so I carried an article of my baby's clothing, inhaling its scent when I started to think of the hatchet guy, and it really worked.
Wow.
And I eventually got back to running solo. Isn't that interesting?
What an incredible therapist, though, too, to like be like, to not like just scoff it off as like it's a dream, okay, you're fine, it didn't happen in real life, but to be like, to understand the trauma that put her through, that moved into her waking life, and then give her the tools she needed to get beyond it. I think you have an incredible therapist then.
Yes. What is his or her or their name, please? I think I need to sign up for a session. Now, Mindy, you had kind of mentioned this, so I thought I'd bring it up. This is the last thing she has to say. It's sad that we have to worry about safety like this, but I do think the event has taught me to be more observant and aware of my surroundings, especially while running. Yeah. And also that being polite, for example, by acknowledging a stranger like I did, does not guarantee me safety. These days, when I see a questionable character, I kind of stare them down to let them know I'm onto them and will not hesitate to fuck them up if necessary.
Nice. And I think Gina could.
Get it, Gina.
She could.
I think Gina could, too.
I think it's interesting that a hobby that she finds so much joy in and comfort and, like she said, like a high afterwards is the event that was the catalyst of this chase. So it was almost like in her safe place, right? That this happened.
Yeah.
And that's hard. I think it's the other thing that I think is interesting is that she said at the end there was the safety thing. Like, it is sad that we have to be so worried about these things. And as my daughter who's in high school runs, I tell her, you know, there's certain places she won't run because she's like, it's just isolated and she doesn't feel comfortable, which is
too sketchy.
Good.
Yeah,
it's
her
a shame
instincts are right.
And then, like how Gina said, you know, they always say, like, just be friendly with someone or you know, in this dream was like, okay, well, that didn't necessarily mean she was safe by saying hello. Hey there, Axe, man. You know, how's it going?
And you know what? If she hadn't said hello, he may have come after her too. We don't know what this gentleman's issue was. If you can always be polite, but you can't necessarily know if they're going to chase you with a hatchet afterwards.
I also like the idea that she had come up with different solutions as she's running away. She's like, oh, I can find a car. Oh, I can run into a house. No, that's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to turn around and go all the way back to my house because it's safe. Okay, I think Gina's the type of person that she's vigilant. She's constantly observing her surroundings, which it sounds like, and she's looking for solutions to problems in general. I just think, to generalize it a little bit.
I think that's her. Yeah, like I think that's her in life too. Like I just feel like, like I said at the beginning, she made all the right choices. Like this was just a dream where we kind of watched someone get away. You know, we didn't know how it was going to end, but we saw her making these choices and like analyzing these choices. And like you said, nope, this isn't going to work. Moving on. Like her dreams always are aware in a way. Like she's just dreaming it.
And so often we see in these nightmares that he caught up to me and then I woke up and there was no resolution to it. Where, like you said, I think it's interesting that she got away before she woke up because I think that's probably less common in a dream.
Yeah, that's usually where it ends. Yep, that's usually where it ends. He got caught. I forgot he got caught.
Oh, right. So
she even had resolution in her dream. So that's why I was like, this dream has symbols and there's interesting things, but it's like she kind of went through it for us. She did my job for me this week. Gina, don't get any thoughts.
She's taking over, Brooke. She's
no.
So interestingly enough, this past weekend was the Chicago Marathon. Did you hear that? And I avoid the city like the plague when it's Chicago Marathon weekend. It's just...
I don't blame you.
A lot of happy people walking around with little medals, and I'm like, good for you. I'm glad for you. But get out of my way. So there was
and did you shit your pants? Did you piss? Asking everybody, how'd you do, buddy? Did you keep it in the whole time?
You still have your nipples, or did you just rub them right off on your shirt?
They rubbed them raw?
Rubbed them raw. But did you hear that the guy who was the finisher broke the world record?
He did? That's exciting. Yeah. So
his name is Kevin Kimpton, I think, and he's 23 years old. He's from Kenya. And
they're always from Kenya.
Those Kenyans are so fast.
They're so fast.
Beat it by 34 seconds. His total time for the whole marathon, 2 hours and 35 minutes. And if you break that down to pace, that is for 26 miles, 4-minute, 36-second miles. Like
what?
I can do a 10-minute pace. For about 3 miles.
I could do
4 minutes and
I could do
36 seconds.
2-hour pace for 1 mile per mile. It's going to take me a long time.
But no, I think that's really cool.
Cow. Like, do they win money? Is that how that works?
They do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a prize.
Wow.
Especially, and I think there's a bonus if they beat the world record. So he gets a certain amount and then plus a bonus purse. But I don't know. No amount of wine at the end of the finish line, cash of money will get me at a 4:36 pace. Just not going to happen.
No. Unless, like you said, something's chasing you or your life depends on it.
An axe murderer. Maybe Gina can do it. Gina,
an axe murderer.
Are you ever going to run a marathon? If you ever come to Chicago to run the marathon, I will come cheer you on. And Brooke will be there to cheer you on. And we'll be in our pajamas and cheering you on.
We'll be the ones on the side of the road handing you your cold beverages and shots of Fireball as you run along.
I don't think that helps. I don't think that helps a run.
Oh, we'll just give you water then.
Yes.
Maybe
the Fireball will be for us, and she can have the Gatorade.
Oh, well, of course.
But afterwards, we'll party. We'll party, Gina. Congratulations on escaping your axe murderer dream, and thanks for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Bestie, if you've ever escaped an axe murderer in your dream, or just have any other dream to share with the show, you can do that by going to remelations.com/support. Not only can you share your dream, you can follow us on social. You can join our sleepover squad for behind-the-scenes videos or buy some merch that says, I don't like it. Because we don't like when people chase runners with axes. We don't like it.
Hatchets? Yeah. Mm-mm.
Or hatchets or chainsaws, anything like that.
Yay. Another great way to support the show. If you don't think you have anything to contribute, you're wrong. Because we don't need full-length dreams. We don't even need a dream. We read Catnaps, which is our next part of the show. We love it. We read short little dreams. We go through them fast, don't do much analyzing. Just want to get a bunch out there. We do dream stories. So even if you don't have a specific dream, still send us your interesting dream stories. We'll get it out there. Mindy, do you have one to get us started?
I do, and this is a dream story. This is a dream story from Charlie from Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, Charlie.
And they titled this one, Stopped a Bad Thing from Happening in a Dream.
Oh, good job, Charlie.
This is maybe a year ago, but I thought I should share it. I have many more crazy dreams that I'm willing to share, too. Here's a little backstory.
Ooh.
I lived in a duplex at the time of this dream, and one night my boyfriend and I decided to cook homemade pizza.
Oh.
We ate our pizza and then went to bed. What kind of toppings are on that pizza?
I gotta know.
Have we ever had this conversation? What is your all-time favorite pizza toppings? You have everything to choose from. What are you making?
It's kind of hard to explain this. There is a local pizzeria in the city where we're from. And
are you talking Happy Joe's?
When Mindy was... I'm talking Happy Joe's, baby.
Okay. And we'll give a shout out to Happy Joe's.
Yeah. It's unlike kind of any other place. You got all kinds of mix-ins and fix-ins. I love a BLT pizza, but my favorite is probably got to be the Taco Supreme.
Can you explain to our bestie what's on the Happy Joe's Taco Supreme pizza?
Okay, so you got your basic crust and do they put marinara on it? Oh, boy.
I don't think it's a marinara.
They must put marinara.
I wonder if I can look it up.
Yeah, but it's basically a supreme taco. So you've got your beef, you've got your lettuce, you've got your cheeses, you've got sour cream, which just makes it the supreme. And it's all put together on this delicious crust, and then Doritos are crinkled on top of it.
Who doesn't want a pizza with Doritos on it? It is insane. So here's it is from the official Happy Joe's website.
Oh.
Now, I heard that they did open a franchise in Egypt. So for all of our Egyptian listeners... Get yourself some Happy Joe's. Get yourself the taco pizza.
Where on earth
delicious.
Did you hear this?
I follow them on Facebook. Of course. Gotta get the coupons. So here's what's on taco pizza. So I'm with Brooke.
Okay.
The best pizza in the world is from Happy Joe's, BLT, and taco pizza. So on the taco pizza, it has a thin layer of tomato paste, refried beans, cheese, tomato sauce, seasoned ground beef and sausage, crunchy lettuce, cubed tomatoes, and a blanket of crispy, slightly crushed tortilla chips, Doritos. Also known as Doritos.
Tortilla chips.
And then, so that one's your favorite, is the taco.
Well, does that say Taco Supreme?
It's just a taco.
Oh,
so the sour cream make it supreme.
Yeah.
Sour cream make
Yeah.
it rhymes. But my favorite from there is the BLT pizza, which features Canadian bacon, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise. You guys are probably thinking we're insane.
It sounds gross now that you're saying it to me, but I'm like, those are my two favorites. Those are my two favorites. I can't believe they're your two favorites too.
So sorry, Charlie.
Or you're not like the...
No,
Yeah,
no.
sorry,
I will.
Charlie.
That's if I'm going to get a pizza from Happy Joe's, it's half taco, half BLT, which I think is pretty standard in town.
Yep. Because that's another thing. They let you split your pizza, like I think up into fourths even. So if you want to try all this wacky shit, you can, or get the Little Joe is just like a personal pizza. And you can try, they have spaghetti pizza, they have Hawaiian pizza. They have the Dubuque special, I think it is. It's sauerkraut and Canadian bacon.
I didn't even know that. Wow. Mm.
Oh,
So heavy German
cheese
populated
pizza. Yeah.
Crazy. Bestie, let us know what your favorite pizza is.
Yes.
We're going to post a question in our Facebook group. If you're not part of it, look for Revelations Besties on Facebook. You'll find us. Cool people there. I'm just going to ask this question. Let us know what your favorite pizza, what your hometown pizza is.
Ooh.
Oh, right. Well, sorry, Charlie. That was not on purpose.
Got off on a tangent there.
Here we go. So this was my dream that night. So the night that they had pizza before bed with their boyfriend. In my dream, I woke up and started getting ready for work. I was sitting on the edge of the bed, putting on my work shoes, and then off to work I would go. When I came home from work later that day in my dream, I walked into my kitchen and the air was filled with smoke. There were black burns all in the back of the wall behind the oven, and then the dream ended. In real life, wake-up time, I woke up and got ready for work. I grabbed my keys, and I thought to myself, go in the kitchen. My eyes looked at the oven, and it was still set at 450 degrees. It was still on. Needless to say, my
God.
dream might have predicted something bad was about to happen. Was it something of my self-conscious that made me dream this and check it before I left? Charlie.
Whoa.
I've done that before.
I
I don't know about you, but I have gone to bed with the oven on. I've gone to bed with the burner on, because we have like a little simmer burner, which is just like, for just keeping stuff warm. And the flame is so small that you don't even see it. And
you don't notice it.
Yeah, that we've done that before. I was like, oh God, that's dangerous.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous there. So I have 3 dreams. They're very short dreams, but I'm going to read them to you back to back because I think you'll find that they have an interesting connection.
Okay.
So first is Lon from St. Paul.
Okay.
I had a ramen noodle baby.
I would say yum, but that would seem like the wrong response.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
It was a pack of 6 wrapped in a baby blanket. See Lon carrying around his 6-pack.
Like the couple
His
noodles.
baby.
One's beef, one's chicken, one's shrimp.
One's teriyaki.
Creamy chicken.
Oh, and there was a stroller. I forgot that part.
okay.
So there was a stroller for the 6-pack.
Interesting.
There was a lot of secrecy and shame.
Wonder why.
My girlfriend desperately wanted to know who the father was. I said, probably a pack of noodles. Hopefully a 12-pack, if you're wondering. And that's it.
Dreams do not make any
I don't know
sense.
if that was supposed to be sexual. I don't know if it was meant to be that it's just bigger. A 12-pack is bigger than a 6-pack. I don't know. But Lon and his lady friend and their baby.
I could go for some ramen, though.
Yeah.
This is a food-filled episode.
Ramen noodle baby.
Ooh-wee, I am getting hungry. Feed me.
Well, there's more food to come.
My God. I haven't eaten dinner yet, Brooke. I'm very hungry. This is
I
rude.
know, I'm sorry. We're going to go fast. This is Jerry, and she's from Maine.
Okay.
When I was pregnant, I had a dream that I was sleeping on a rainy beach in Mexico.
That sounds beautiful.
I gave birth to a loaf of bread.
Not beautiful.
I was so anxious.
Are we talking like, is it sliced or just like a full-out baguette?
God, could you imagine if it had come out sliced?
It's a lot of different birth experience.
So messy. I think it would be very different. And is it like a baguette that could be very sharp to the roof of your mouth or your vaginal canal?
A sourdough? I mean, it might burn. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know, but Jerry says, I was so anxious because my baby was just a loaf of bread. I knew I was either going to make it have crumbs or get squished, and the dream was turbulent. I kept it wrapped in cloth, but I was right. I messed up my loaf of bread by the end of the dream.
Bread that's awful.
Not quite as strong as the
ramen
ramen noodle baby. Bye-bye, bread baby.
Bye-bye, bread
Hey,
baby.
that bread is toast.
Oh, Brooke.
Get it?
Good one. That
Just like the ramen baby, lots of secrecy and shame with that joke.
Interesting. I mean, I would be a little bit concerned as well if I had food as a baby.
Well, we're not quite finished yet.
Okay.
Belinda from Oakland says,
Oh, my.
I had a dream when I was pregnant and I had my baby. It was a jar of pickles.
What?
And I was walking it.
Where? What?
Also, very different birthing
You're crazy.
experience. Besties, what's happening out there?
I think there's gonna be a lot of new baby besties born this month with all these crazy dreams. Pickles, though.
Baby besties. Yes. So we have ramen noodle baby,
bread baby,
and now we have jar of pickles baby. But the jar of pickles, I was walking it on a leash and training it like a puppy. It even peed on a puppy pickle pad. I didn't make that joke.
A puppy pickle pad.
That was written in there.
There's a delicate little baby. The glass jars.
I mean, how does it... Glass jars? Are you just dragging it around with a leash? Or maybe you, like, throw it over your shoulder like an accessory.
It's not getting much of a walk that way. I do like pickles, though.
Does it roll? I love pickles. We've talked about pickles. Is it?
On the podcast.
Yes, we were together. I was like, yes, we were. I was like, when was this conversation? It was when we were together and I finally met up with you and the guy on the other side of the bar was eating and he's like, yes, I'm finished. And I'm like, Mindy.
Oh my God.
He has this whole pickle on his plate. He didn't eat his pickle.
Yeah, it drove you crazy.
So
you almost wanted to steal a random man's pickle the last time we were together. I do recall. Yes. How dare you just leave that untouched, brined piece of beauty on your plate?
Clearly, I'm still thinking about
Interesting.
it.
Okay.
Well, those are my 3 weird pregnancy dreams that for my catnappers.
Thanks, everyone. Those were good. And I hope your future offspring is more humanoid.
Yes, but we will love it, whatever it may be.
Well, I've got one from Raylyn, and it's Raelynn, Raylyn from Savannah, Georgia. I was invited to a fancy lunch. It was on a private bridge directly over a huge expanse of water. I immediately began worrying about sharks. I expressed this concern as I saw a shark fin close to the bridge. The others told me not to worry about it until more fins start appearing. Oh, it's just a lone fin. No biggie.
Which, okay, no biggie.
If you're on a bridge, you think you'd be fine.
Yeah, but I can't wait. I have so many questions. I'll just let you go.
And one by one, sharks began leaping out of the water and chomping at people.
Oh, wow. They're the flying, biting sharks.
That's the kind. That's the breed.
That's the kind.
Mm-hmm. The first shark jumped closest to me, and I was terrified. But I remained rather calm in dealing with this. I tried to keep my limbs out of the way from its mouth.
Well, you do. One would do
That's
that.
Good idea. Excellent job, Raylan. And I remembered to punch it in the nose, although my punches were rather weak. She's like,
poke, 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 poke.
not like, get away, motherfucking shark. Like that. That's what I would say.
I think you would say that. It sounds like you.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I would just do a little bit more gusto.
Yeah.
I grabbed a nearby metal rod, which I aimed into its mouth and tried to use that to push myself away, as well as fight back against the shark. For some reason, I couldn't move away freely on my own. I think because there were too many people blocking my path. Move out of the way. I'm trying to fight. Can you just clear a path?
Can you see what I'm dealing with here, people?
What are you doing? Karen, put the phone away. This doesn't need to go on your Facebook friend group. Just move and let me deal with the shark.
What kind of sharks were they?
Jumping sharks.
I know, but like, are they big size, little size, medium size?
Every size is scary if you ask me.
Okay.
I know you disagree.
Well, okay. Got it.
I ended up escaping with minor scratch and cuts, mostly around my wrists and ankles. From there, the dream transitioned into a different scenario, but I still had the scars from the shark attack. Her next dream, which I think is interesting.
Fascinating. Oh, I did.
Raylan, thank you.
Yes, thank you for that dream. And let us know what kind of sharks they are.
Brooke, do you know of any
ones?
Do you know of any jumping sharks at all? Do you have any insight on that? I know you watch a lot of Shark Week. Okay.
Yes. Well, I watch.
Wait, it's been a while.
Week.
Pause. Let's say it's Brooke's Animal Corner. It's been a while, but here comes Brooke with her animal facts. Ba-ba-da-ba.
The great white shark is often known to breach the water while hunting. So what that is usually something on the surface, like a seal. They attack from below at great speeds. I think up to like 30 miles per hour.
They're very
35 miles per hour.
Fast motherfuckers.
And for like a, huge fish to be able to get that much speed and project itself out of the water so it would hit the seal, kind of knock the seal, what they kind of do is try to startle it. And then once it's kind of take a bite, once it's kind of dying, they circle it. They don't want to fight either. They want to let the prey die because those seals will scratch. They'll bite too. Sharks don't want to
Do they have little scars on their ankles and their wrists afterwards?
Yes,
probably.
They do on their little dorsies and their pecky and their little finnies.
Little finnies.
In fact, sharks are actually how they're identified mostly is by marks and injuries and stuff
how
like
they track
that, scars,
them,
things like that. And how they can recognize them just by swimming around like, there's a razor over there.
That's old Billy Bob.
That's old Billy Bob. He stays down low.
He don't jump no bridges. He's too old for that shit anymore.
He don't jump.
Now, Shane's a piece of shit. He's going to jump that luncheon and fight.
Luncheon. But yes, a great white can partially breach. They can make it all the way out of the water. So there are some spinner fish and stuff, but I think the scariest thing to imagine if we're imagining sharks is a great white coming out of the water.
In my brain now.
This is Jocelyn, and she's from Ames.
All right.
This is a little disturbing.
Oh.
I was in kindergarten in my school's cafeteria, and the kids were drinking this mix of nacho cheese and orange juice out of blood bags. Ew, everything about that sounds gross.
Yeah.
Nacho cheese and orange juice mixed together.
I think that would coagulate.
And drinking it out of, the blood bags, like when you donate blood.
High C's next new thing. Nacho cheese, blood flavored. Orange juice, nacho.
OJ.
Orange nacho blood cheese.
It's going to be a sellout. I can tell.
It's not going to do as good as those Ecto Coolers, but it's gonna do okay.
You know what? Someone mentioned Ecto Cooler recently too. It made me think
the best High C flavor of all time.
Thank you, Jocelyn. That was
disgusting.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. This next dream comes from Mare, and I don't know where Mary's from, but here's what she writes. This dream was from earlier this year. I had a dream that I was in a world where you lived out in a lot that had old abandoned cars and such. New cars were for certain people only, and they kept a key and a lock to get into it. They also could drink Starbucks. I guess the certain rich people could have Starbucks and cars.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. There were all these creatures that would try to come and kill you if they caught you doing anything wrong. There was no taking extra clothes or extra food, and there was no running away. The monsters would get you if you run. There was a mix of dinosaurs and big creatures. One looked like a soldier. One looked like Santa. I snuck into a car and pretended to sleep, and a woman got so mad that she got security. I apologized and asked for mercy because I didn't want to die. This seems like an awful place to live.
I don't like it.
And why do the rich people get cars and Starbucks and everyone else has to be terrorized by monsters?
Why does it have to be that uneven?
Giant Santas. Giant soldiers. Just be like, Santa, can you just get me like a venti pink drink? Just please. Just one time. Just one time.
I'll give you the cup. You just ask them to fill it up.
All right. I've got one more to wrap up, and this is from Wyatt from Spokane, Washington. At the beginning of the dream, I was sitting at the table with some famous artists.
Okay.
Jimi Hendrix. John Lennon.
Okay.
And Eminem. I was talking...
Hashtag.
Oh. Whoa. Well, I think we can only choose one.
I think there's only one. So hashtag.
What does
Eminem dream?
Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers, let us know.
I mean, do you think his mouth moves so fast when he raps, and it's really incredible?
I wonder if his dreams are that
move as fast.
If they're like, yeah, like when you speed up your camera to capture, like for, an hour of footage, and it goes by in like 1 second.
Like double time.
Maybe. And does he get twice as much rest if he's dreaming so much?
Ooh.
Like, he's just, we gotta know, dude.
Mr. Eminem, Mr. Mathers. Mr. Mathers, sir. Let us know. And people who are like that creative, again, like I said it before, like often have very incredible, vivid dreams. Or nightmares. Ooh, I would like to know an Eminem nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
I heard that there's a conspiracy out there that he's not human because of how fast he raps.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it.
Right? Like a higher, more intelligent being.
I believe it. Yeah, and listen to not just how fast it comes out, but how smart it is.
Brilliant.
I mean, absolutely brilliant.
So hit us up.
Hey, buddy.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Okay, well, this sounds like a good dream. So far, we're hanging out with some pretty legendary. So,
I'm happy with the guest list so far.
Some pretty legendary musicians. Okay. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Eminem about something while the others were just listening. I remember watching his face, paying close attention to his reactions. Then, I was in this classroom. hearing that the president had banned people from leaving the country for 24 or 48 hours.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Somehow, I ended up at a party where President Biden was asking me where the guitar should be drawn on his birthday cake with icing. President Biden's like, hey, bud. Mr. Mathers, sir, could you mind drawing a little guitar on my birthday cake?
Right here. But tell me where. Is this the right spot?
It's so concerning.
Here? How many should we put on?
On the top?
Top? Upright? No. Yeah, right here.
Biden thought there was no possible way it could fit on the cake. When I told him where it should go and pointed out a spot, he just started laughing and said, I knew you'd figure it out.
Way to go, little buddy. Way to go.
Then there was these women who invited me into this room, and I followed them into the room. And then I woke up. I think we had sex, but I'm not sure.
Woke up at the best part of the dream, besides the cake.
Mr. Biden, President, sir, here's where you draw your cake. Now I'm going to bounce because there's some hot chicks that want me to follow them to the next room of the White House.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So...
That's what Mr. Hendricks, Lennon, and Eminem told me to do, so... They would know. Can you imagine what kind of stories those people would tell?
I've been dying to ask you this. I'm like, could you imagine the conversation those three people at that table were having from such different genres? You know, like just...
Yes, different eras, different styles of music.
Mindy, speaking of eras...
Yes.
Are you going to take the kids or even just your damn self to go see the movie?
You know, damn well we are. I don't know when yet because we have a busy couple weeks up ahead of us. So it's on the docket. I know there's a drive-in by where we grew up that's doing it at the drive-in. So I would love to go to the drive-in and do it because that gives you lots of room to dance. But we'll see if time allows for it. I would love to do the drive-in version.
That would be so much fun.
It'd be incredible.
Yes. Gina. As always, thank you for sharing one of your wild dreams with us. Always a fun time to go through an adventure with you. And of course, our catnaps. Superb. All good stuff. So thank you to everyone who submitted a dream or a dream story.
Brooke, it is October. Do you know what that means?
Oh, so much good stuff. You're going to have to narrow it down for me. Let me know.
Well, it means spooky stuff and Halloween, but I think it also means nightmares. So we have read at least 100 nightmares on the show, but we haven't talked about nightmares in general. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get into nightmares tonight a little bit.
Do not mind at all.
We'll start with the definition. Definition of a nightmare is an unpleasant dream that can cause a strong emotional response from the mind, typically feelings of fear, but also despair, anxiety, disgust, panic, or sadness. Okay. Yeah, sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Upset, yeah. Scared, yeah. After a nightmare, a person will often awake in a state of distress where they're unable to return to sleep for a short while after. And we've talked about this before, how common nightmares are in early childhood. And not even then, but extending throughout your lifespan. And it's often associated with stress, anxiety, trauma. So in a child, it can typically be something like losing sight of your parent in a shopping mall earlier that day can trigger a nightmare, or the stress of starting kindergarten. In adults, nightmares tend to creep up when there's stress from money, jobs, moving, relationships, or kids. According to one study, approximately 50% of children between the ages of 5 and 12 report having had a nightmare. Okay, so half. That's less than I would think, but interesting.
I thought it would be more too,
But see, not everyone remembers their dreams. Not everyone does. And just because I do, I just assume everyone else does.
I know.
And of those 50% of children, 20% report having frequent nightmares.
Aww.
Now, according to adults, if we look at adults, 85% of adults report having a nightmare at least once in the past year. And then 2 to 6% report having frequent weekly nightmares as an adult.
I still think that number sounds low.
I'm not much of a nightmare person.
Well, I guess that's true too. Not everyone has
like dreams, but nightmares specifically.
Nightmares,
yeah. Just like any other dreams, nightmares happen in the REM cycle. Now, historically throughout history, historically throughout herstory, historically throughout culture, there has been many different descriptions of nightmares. And one of the oldest nightmares was recorded in Egypt. Now, Brooke, I didn't go down this rabbit hole. It tempted me so badly. There is a papyrus in Egypt called the Chester Betty Papyrus. Now, this is a whole other topic that we can get into, but what this was thousands of years ago was almost like the first dream journal.
I was going to say a papyrus like a scroll where they documented. Okay.
Yep. All right. So we're talking like 1550 to 1292 BC. Pretty old.
Oh,
dream journal.
Old
Egyptian dream journal. And there's actually entries of dreams that they had recorded and their interpretation of these dreams back that long ago.
Oh my God. I wonder what if same dream had today as back then. Let's just say it's a lion chasing me. That could happen either time. I want to see what the analysis would be. What are you doing?
I'm giving my jaws dropped because I was just going to read an example and you pretty much nailed it. Like psychic, crazy. Okay. If you don't mind.
It hadn't happened yet this show.
In this, the first ever recorded nightmare in this papyrus was a nightmare described by a person being pursued by a ferocious lion.
Shut up.
I'm dead serious. Now, I'll give you a bonus point here if you can tell me what these ancient Egyptians interpreted this dream as.
Oh my God. Danger. Watching your back for danger. Someone is trying to do something to you or your family.
Okay, so according to this papyrus, the nightmare of being chased by a lion was believed to be a warning of impending danger or a sign of imminent conflict.
Oh.
It also can be interpreted as a representation of the internal struggle one might have in their waking life. Okay, I think you were on the... Yeah, you were there.
I think, it kind of sounds...
Same way we'd interpret it today. Yeah, exactly. Run faster and hop on the back of the pickup truck.
Yep, get your skateboard, Egypt.
Now, Egypt wasn't the only ancient civilization that had this idea of nightmares. The idea of an evil entity coming into your dream has been seen throughout history. So in Iranian culture or mythology, it's called divs. In Japan, it's known as the Kanashabari. And throughout Europe, there's also a story of a night hag.
Ooh, a night hag.
That's right, a night hag. And this is where I get into definition 2 of a nightmare. According to the dictionary, there's two definitions. The one we just had, and here's the second one. Number 2, an evil spirit formerly thought to oppress people during sleep. Okay, and this is where we get into a little bit of etymology.
Supernatural crossover. Okay.
The formation of words. So the word nightmare is actually derived from an Old English word which translates to mare. It's a mythological demon or goblin who torments others with frightening dreams.
Whoa.
So mare is a mythological creature that gives people nightmare, like bad dreams.
Okay.
Now to further define it,
Just for shits and giggles?
We'll find out what maybe their intentions are,
okay.
perhaps.
Okay.
Just to further define mare, most scholars trace the word back to a reconstructed Proto-Indo-European root of mer, M-E-R. It's associated with crushing and pressing and oppressing. So, back in the old days, a nightmare would be almost described today as sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
so like
it sure
a crushing,
sounds like it because it's happening at night. Yeah,
object on you,
or even the oppressing, as they also said, could be the start of a nightmare psychologically if you don't have the physical pressure too. You know, the oppression is just as. Oh, I don't like it. So I don't like this girl.
This is where I'm going to focus the rest of this conversation on the folklore of mare. Mare is singular. Mara is plural. So just going forward, so you know mare or mara. I might use them interchangeably. Okay. And this comes from Germanic and Slavic folklore. So who is mare, or what is mare? When a person goes to bed and they suddenly feel pressure on their body, usually on the area of the chest, sometimes the pressure travels from the head. This person sleeping can feel like they cannot breathe. The person cannot scream. And when the crisis is over, the person always feels sweaty and tired from the experience.
I think the nightmare is here. I think she's been here for a couple weeks.
So the mare, this mythological folklore figure, was believed to be a rider. Okay, now stick with me here. This is where it gets a little weird.
You mean like an author? Like a rider?
R-I-D, like a ride. So the mare will ride on the dreamer's chest, much like a horse, causing them nightmares and to wake up sweaty. So again, it gives you back the idea of like something sitting on you and projecting bad things into your brain as they ride on top of you.
It's just so, it's blowing my mind too, because I know you're saying mare, like M-E-R, but like I'm thinking of a horse this whole time too, because mare. But I'm thinking now that this mare is riding this child, but I'm thinking, why is the mare? The horse should be ridden. So I'm getting like my mares.
Yeah, no, the mare as in a female horse is not connected to the same word as mare. Yeah,
I got it.
But I'm glad
in
you
my
said
head.
It,
it's just making
some
me laugh.
besties might still think the same thing, but it is kind of interesting because it is riding. So interesting.
Yeah, right. It's a rider.
The mare could entangle the hair of the sleeping man or beast, resulting in mare locks.
Oh,
or just crazy bedhead. Some might call it. I don't want to wake up with mare locks in my hair.
I wake up with mare locks every day.
And here's an interesting thing. Trees could even be ridden by mares, resulting in entangled branches. So no, they don't disconcert. They're going to ride people. These mares are going to ride trees.
Anything else? But the trees.
Interesting fact, though.
The trees somehow fight back.
In Sweden and Germany, there are these twisted pines that grow along coastal rocks and on white grounds. They're known as Märtlar or mare pines because Germany translates it to nightmare pine, but the root word mare has been added into the tree species to explain why all the roots in the tree's branches are tangled.
Oh.
Just like mare locks.
Okay.
Mare branches.
Mare branches.
Now, my favorite thing I found in this was reading about the Poland legend of Mare. She was, they say, a demon or a goddess of winter. And here they explain how does one
a demon or a goddess?
Well, it depends on which day. It depends on your mood. Someday I can be a goddess.
She might have had a bad day.
Someday I can be a demon. It's true. Here's a question for you. Any idea how one becomes a mare? Because you can become a mare.
So it could be like how you would become like a werewolf if someone bit you or vampire.
Yeah, there's certain folklore that explains.
Okay.
Any ideas?
You become a mare. I think a mare has to suck the breath out of your body and absorb it, and then it is soulless and becomes a mare.
I think a soul has something to do with it. It could be a soul of a person, alive or dead, such as, okay, let's talk about the misogyny of, like, you know, early times. A sinful woman.
Oh, yes, a sinful woman.
Or a woman who had been wronged, or they died without confession. If you don't confess your sins, you may become a mare.
So bad women become mares.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But here's some more.
So they're all female?
There can be male ones. I did find that there can be male ones. But here's some other things that can bring a mare to be.
Okay.
This is a crazy list. Okay. Being the seventh daughter.
Oh, shit. How do you control that?
That's just bad luck.
Okay.
If you are someone who had their name pronounced wrong while being baptized.
Oh, okay.
Brookie.
So they can lead
Jennifer. Ooh, sorry.
No.
Brooke,
so
Jennifer.
Oh, shit, that's accurate. She's going to be a mare. Now, does the transformation happens at death? Is that where it happens? I'm not sure.
I couldn't find anything on that.
Because otherwise there'd be babies out there,
mares.
right? Baby mares whose names were mispronounced at baptism.
They're not as oppressive when they sit on your chest when they're just like 20 pounds.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you have multicolored eyes, you could be a mare. Or if you have a unibrow.
These are...
That was exclusive.
Very specific.
Just as a side note, that was exclusive to the Celtic region of Poland. So they like to keep their brows shaved in nice form. So it's how they made fun of, you know. Okay. If a woman was promised to marry a man, but then married another, the rejected one could become a mare at night. So like the man in that case,
so that's
could become
a man.
Yep, mare. Or a very common belief was that one would become a mare if they mispronounced a prayer.
Jesus, even like one word?
You know how they switched the whole Our Father around and now you have to say with your spirit? It's like, God damn it. I guess I'm a mare now.
What? I have not been to church in a while.
So it's also with you. Now you say and with your spirit. It's been a while for me too. But
why?
I don't know. They changed words. They want to produce more
Wasn't
mares.
it in the Bible?
I don't know how this works. So here's a story according to folklore from Denmark. A mare rode a man each night. One day, the man planned to trap and capture her and get rid of her forever. So this poor dude's just having like bad dreams on every night.
And he's like, God, I have a heart attack? Like, what's happening?
Now, he knew that mares could enter through the smallest openings but could not exit once the entrances got sealed. Thus, when daylight arrived, the chamber contained a woman. But since the man was unaware that once you capture a mare, you cannot get rid of her and have to marry her.
Wait, what?
So he like captured... he captured... I take this as he stole a woman. And was like,
yes, and
I'm going to have to marry you, unibrowed, two-eyed, gorgeous lady you. That had her name pronounced wrong at your baptism.
And said her prayers wrong. Did it have to be all of those things or just one of those things?
Any of those could happen. Could turn you into a mare.
My God.
Old folklore, man. Now, the mare had special powers. She could turn into animals or objects, such as cats, frogs, yarn, straw. I don't know why you'd have to want to turn into straw or yarn, but okay. And people believe that the mare drained people, as well as cattle and horses, of energy or blood at night.
Hey, I was kind of right about that, sucking the air out of your mouth.
If you suck the blood, you're going to suck the soul, I think, too.
The soul's coming along.
But don't worry, Brooke. We have some tips on how to protect you from mares.
Oh, thank God.
Ready?
I was getting so nervous.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready.
We'll start very simply and get our way a little bit more complex at the end.
Okay.
Number 1, drinking coffee before sleeping.
That is the best advice anyone in the world could take. Everyone should be drinking coffee right before sleep.
Because you're not going to sleep. Isn't that the point? Like, you can't have a nightmare because you're wired from that cup of coffee.
Maybe back then, people just thought coffee had magical properties or something.
I think people today think coffee has magical properties as well. How do you think Starbucks is doing as good as it is? Magic.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Magic.
Okay, well, so we're starting with the least aggressive to the most aggressive. The other thing you can do is if you see a mare on you at night, you can take their hat.
That seems pretty easy. Just
Okay.
take their hat? Do you have to destroy it? Or as soon as it's off their head?
Just gotta take it. Just gotta take it off their head.
But then...
It hides
But
the
are you married
eyebrows
to
a
it
little
now?
bit. Only if you capture it. Only if you capture it.
Only if you capture it.
If you let her just go on her way, you don't have to marry the old tag. You can also throw a piece of noose at the mare.
Is that like a suggestion? Like, why don't you just go kill yourself, bitch? Lying around.
It's just sitting there next to your bed. Yeah, go kill yourself. You can sleep with leather.
I'm trying to think what that means.
Now, this next one's really nice. This one is really nice.
Oh.
You can invite the mare for breakfast.
Oh, that is nice. So there's one nice way.
You just want to stop by from some scones and maybe some tea.
Get you some coffee. We know you. Coffee. Scramby eggs.
A
I know
BLT
a
pizza,
baby
perhaps?
they made into toast.
A baby that made into toast. That's good. That's good. She might like that. Yep. Okay, this is where we. Still good here. We can change one's sleeping position. Just roll over. Also easy.
Easy.
Here's where we get a little interesting. You can smear feces on your front door.
Oh. Well, oh, no, I don't think that's the one I'm going to pick.
Or you can trick
Pass.
her by leaving a bundle of hay in one's bed and sleeping in another room.
That's so tricky. The oldest trick in the book.
I think they did that in one movie, Ferris Bueller. I think it's just a bunch of hay.
Oh,
Just
well, and can't the mare turn herself into
hay? Straw. Just one straw, not the whole bundle.
Just one straw.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And then I'll just
confused.
put a bonus protection here if you want to protect your livestock from mares. So I guess
yes,
cows can have mares too. Mare problems.
They like to ride them. Ride them.
Some people
are
hung
riders.
mirrors over mangers to scare the mare with its own face, or affixed dead birds of prey to stable doors. And sometimes horses were given red ribbons or covered in a stinky substance. If you got some extra from your doorway, you can smear it on the horse.
How come it says stinky substance? Because before it was quite literal to rub poop on your door. So why wouldn't they say poop?
Rub
They're
poop on
saying
your
stinky.
mare to protect from
They're
the
saying
mare.
Stinky substance.
Yeah.
So what would it
Well,
be?
Well, bestie, I don't know. But we don't recommend stinking up your house to protect yourself from nightmares. They happen. You can invite them to breakfast.
Shit happens.
But anyways, that wraps up the topic of nightmares, mare, as the folklore. But Brooke, I have an idea.
Yes.
We are coming up on Halloween, so let's ask our besties. Let's do a full nightmare episode next week.
Okay.
Nothing
I love it.
but nightmares. And tell us how you get rid of those mare bitches. I mean,
if you have alternate or updated information, let us know.
If you sleep with some leather, if you drink a lot of coffee before bed, or if you want to just let it all come in so you can share it with the show. Let's do a full nightmare episode next week right before Halloween.
I love it. So, Bestie, you heard her. Get your scariest dreams to us. Get those nightmares, those dream stories. Send them our way to revelations@gmail.com. Ooh,
Next
get ready.
week's going to be amazing. Perfect timing for spooky.
Boo.
Okay, Brooke, your week, how has it been? You said to ask you about a couple things.
Yeah?
No,
What did I ask?
You sent me a text last night that says, Christmas gifts and Brett / spare key. So it's kind of cryptic. I have no idea what it means.
Okay. This was last night?
This was last night.
Okay, so we know what happened last night.
I know what happened last night, but I'm not sure our bestie knows what happened last night with your insomnia battle.
My insomnia battle has come to an end, at least last night it did. I slept for 12 hours due to some medicinal helpers.
Fair enough. We'll leave with that.
Both legal. Well,
both legal. Yeah, good.
Anyway, I had an Ambien, and
we'll leave it up to the imagination.
Thank God. And this was all news to me. Mindy told me this just before we started recording. I called her last night. We had a good old conversation, about 10 minutes long. Nope, don't remember it. And I texted her everything that I called her about. So she got it in text.
Lots of texts.
And lots of texts. So that's what my week has been.
So do you remember what any of this means? Because it was kind of cryptic last night. When you're Ambien haze.
Yes, I do remember, but I don't know why it'd be interesting. I don't know why I'd be like, make sure you ask me about this, because it's really, I was just going to let you know that my ex has been contacting me, and he still wants to get me a Christmas present, and he's been sending me like links to stuff he might want to get me, like purses.
The answer is no.
That. And
you cannot buy your way back into my love.
And so I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't. He's like, I know we won't be together, but I'd still like to get you a gift. I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
I'm not. No.
Fair enough.
And so then Brett. So I'm guessing that was the Christmas part.
Okay.
Chad never gave me back his key.
Oh, so
and for the last,
I don't think our besties know that ship has sailed. So the ship has sailed.
Oh. The ship has sailed.
And you need
Chad,
your key back.
I need my key back. And it's like, it doesn't concern me that much because any idiot could go to the store and make a copy of that key and just give me the key back. So it doesn't mean anything to me unless I needed to change the locks. But symbolically, my brother wants that key back.
Like a brother's protecting
like
his sister.
And he's like, he shouldn't be in there. And I'm like, he doesn't come in. He goes through the garage and sets stuff on the basement stairs, like when he was like dropping stuff off. I'm like, he doesn't come in the front door.
Yeah.
Right. And then so last night I told him, hey, Brett really wants you to give that key back. And so he said, I'll drop something off at your front door tomorrow. I'm like, oh my God, what is this? So there's a package, but no key. Still no key. And I'm afraid to tell Brett because Brett's like, I actually was kind of looking for him. Where can I find him? I just want to talk to him. I'm like, I don't know if I want that to happen. So he's not going to.
Just give the fucking key back.
Like the news. Just give the key back. But it's like, dude.
Be over
just give the key back.
Move along.
Key drop.
I have a lot of things to say about this, and I will hold them for off air. But we'll get that key back. Don't worry. We'll get it back.
Oh, this is why I love you. the look on your face.
I'm going to actually be in Iowa this week, so I can make a short detour and make sure that gets back into your hands. Yep. So, taken care of, darling. Taken care of.
Key.
Yeah. So, so that's the... that's my story, and my news for this week is we're heading back to Iowa. We're actually heading to Des Moines. We have a couple that's getting married in Chicago, but they're from Des Moines, so they want to do their engagement session in Des Moines. Oh. So they're paying for us, our accommodations, to go there to shoot their engagement session. So we're going to make a little mini couples vacation out of it. So we are going to head to Des Moines, spend the night there. The following day, driving back to my hometown to Dubuque. So my family does this fall crawl once a year. And I haven't been able to attend because I think when my kids were really little, we went to like pumpkin patches and stuff. But as our kids have grown older, it's become more of a pub crawl type thing. So it just happens. It falls on this weekend. So we're going to come back through Dubuque, do this pub crawl with my family, but just kind of like a little mini vacation.
Fun.
Yeah. I'm looking for. I mean, just maybe a couple hours of work, but then the rest of it
just alone time. Just hanging out, being together. Road trips can be super, super fun.
Yes, we do love taking road trips together. Like that, we just love chatting and just sitting in the car and pulling over wherever we decide.
You travel well together.
We do. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun. No big vacation this year, so just a little work-related trip to kind of
it'll be
do fun things.
I think it'll be great.
But it'll be fun. So my dad's got the whole map, the whole plan, all the towns we're hitting. It's like a 5 or 6 hour ordeal with a family. So
that's something to put together. Have fun.
Thanks. And a quick shout out to my niece who just got engaged yesterday. So congratulations, Lexi, on your engagement. Yes. Yay. Yeah, they were they were in Vegas and he proposed. But no Vegas wedding. She's going to definitely needs the whole crazy family there for the wedding. So just a ring for now.
Miss out on that crazy family party.
That'll be fun. You know it.
It will be. It will be. Oh, well, have fun.
All right, bestie. That's wrapping up another episode 103. Do us a favor. Tell your best friend about the show. So you can just tell your bestie. You can tell your favorite runner to run faster and listen to the podcast while they're running. It's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, if you're running 26 miles, think of how many episodes you could listen to. A lot. I mean, not if you're going 4:36 pace, but he gets less because he's so fast. But, the average person can listen to quite a few episodes. You can tell your favorite pregnant friend, goddess, food delivering friend. Or you can tell your favorite pizza joint worker, or your hometown pizza joint, whatever that pizza is, that's just like the best pizza you've ever had, BLT taco. Just tell them about the podcast. Tell them to listen while they're making their pizzas. Super easy.
Perfect time to listen.
And Bestie, that's how the podcast grows. That's how we get new listeners each and every week. And that's why we keep coming back. So thank you.
All right, Bestie. Until next week, take care of that bread, baby.
And sweet dreams,
bitches.
Oh, I really do hope it's a loaf, though.
Bread, baby. Ramen, baby.
Makes me hungry either way. I'm starving.
I want a jar of pickles is what I'm thinking about.